we've been in Nova Scotia now for most of a day, and we're finally going to cross into Breton Island, heading up towards the northern end of Breton Island to Cape Breton. And we're about to go over the causeway to the actual island. Wow, there's a big ship. On and off again, 2-lane road, divided highway for the last 100 miles or so. And here is the causeway onto Breton Island. It's supposed to rain tonight and all day tomorrow, so I'm going to do a lot of exploring today. Probably going to do a lot of sitting tomorrow. But we're going to go up the west coast of Breton Island. Hopefully, in about 4 hours or so, make the northern end up to Cape Breton and maybe even to Meat Cove. Probably not all the way to Meat Cove. It depends on it. Road turns really poor at the end. This gets pretty thin. Breton Island. Cape Breton Island, home of the world famous Cabot Trail. Okay, I got a roundabout coming out here and I don't know where I'm going. I think I want to go left. Still traveling north on the Cabot Trail. This is one of the bigger towns that I have found so far. It's Cheticamp, still on the west side of Cape Breton. Quite a big commercial fishing fleet here. But this is definitely, by far, 3 or 4 times the largest town I've seen since I got onto Cape Breton Island. Right in the road. Wow, this is a big town. This is huge compared to all the little one-store towns I've seen for the last 2 hours, 3 hours. More commercial fishing. Looks like lobster. I saw something about snow crab. Got a gas station. I was worried about that a while back. Ended up pulling into some little podunk town. Started to get out to bump my gas and some guy walked over. Apparently it was full service. Not used to that. Laundromat? Wow, this is a huge town up here compared to everything else that's been up here. No, Cheticamp. I don't know how I'm coming home, if I'm coming back down the east side or the west side. Good to know this is here. It's getting to be 2 o'clock. A good hour or 2 away from the north tip of Cape Breton. I have no idea where I'm going to stay tonight. There's 1 or 2 sites up on the north end that I know will be taken and I will not be able to get, but I've been staring at it on Google Earth for so many years. I feel compelled to drive up there and just see who's got it. And epic place right on the tip of the Cape Breton Island. But I got a couple other ideas plotted out on the map. It's a bad thing up here. I have no internet because I'm out of the country, unless I get Wi-Fi here and there. And my Garmin GPS only has a rudimentary idea of what the road systems are up here. Apparently I needed to up by the Canadian map, and I didn't, so it just has like the main roads. Even them, it doesn't plot them onto real life real well. It keeps thinking I'm off into the ocean. But I did stop at a welcome center and got a paper map, which I have not used in years, but is a lifesaver. I think we have gotten through the bustling megatropolis of Cheticamp. Ooh, that's an Arctic fox. That is the truck camper I want. That's a silver fox, Arctic fox. Nice. That's gorgeous. It's huge, but it's gorgeous. All right, time to head north. Apparently we're going into some hills. In the provincial park of Cape Breton Highlands Provincial Park. Didn't realize I had to pay $8 to get in here. My God, actually I'm going to stop here. Wow. I don't know if you can see that, but that's a big piece of rock. I'm going to keep going. This is just a picnic area. And I'm sure views are just going to get better, and they are. Wow. I don't think this little GoPro is even going to come close to picking this up. Wow, this is a hill. Okay, it's worth the $8. Nova Scotia is definitely not failing to disappoint. Yeah, every turn it gets a little better. And it's kind of what I expect from a national park out of Canada. Still northbound on the Cabot Trail, heading for the very north part of Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. Wow, I know the GoPro is not picking this up. But that headland up there is spectacular. Yeah, it was worth the $8. Actually, they got you. You have to go through the park to get through this part of the country. It's the only road. I can see the road winding its way up top of that mountain up there. In fact, we're going to start climbing right here. Oh, this is an 8% grade. Maybe more. Just popped. Wow, we're climbing some serious hill. There we go. Actually, I'm going to pull over here. And maybe take a couple pictures, because that's pretty phenomenal right there. Here are nothing less than spectacular. And really steep hills. French Mountain. We just came up a huge grade. I had it to the floor for almost 10 minutes doing 25 to 30 miles an hour. Now, I guess we're gonna go down. It did not say how big. This is North Mountain. We're coming down the north side of. My God, that was a long ways up. I was watching the temperature gauge, never budged, but I was almost to the floor for at least 5 minutes, closer to 10, and I don't think I ever got over 30 miles an hour. Now we're coming down the north side of it. earlier I thought this area reminded me of the Porcupines. It was all pine and birch and rugged ground, but we came across, now we're on the north side, and it's all deciduous on the north side, and it's a lot bigger than the Porkies, a lot taller, a lot more rugged. There's a pull off. I don't think I need to pull off, but wow, that is pretty. Some big views. Van's doing pretty good with these hills. I mean, I know I'm carrying around 3,000 pounds with everything in it, including the build, the 2x4s, the water, the batteries, all the cabinetry, me. I figured somewhere around 3,000. But it's doing pretty good. So that was the hardest climb I've had to date. It was a long way up. I didn't get much over 30 miles an hour, but it made it up. Looks like we're coming to the northern end of Cape Breton Island. And it's kind of flattening out after we're coming down off this mountain. Everything looks a little flat. I can see off in the distance. I don't think the camera's picking it up. Looks like a little flatter up towards the headland, which makes a little sense. I'm trying not to build up too much speed, but I don't want to be riding the brake either. A lot easier coming down than it was going up, I'll tell you that. Alright. Next stop, the Northern Cape. The end of the Cabot Trail. I think it is the end. Point, a mile or so down the road from Meat Cove, which is the end of the line. As far as north you can go on Cape Breton Island, the farthest point you can go in Nova Scotia. It's also going to be my campsite for the evening. Big headlands to the south. North Atlantic. Just a wide spot in the road next to this, oh, I'm going to say 60, 70 foot cliff. Not a bad campsite for the evening for a wide spot in the road, overlooking the North Atlantic. Here at Black Point, northern Cape Breton Island, Nova Scotia.